Alright, timestamp. It is July 23rd, 2026, about 1 a.m. Pix is in the master bedroom going through stuff. I got a couple of big whiny dogs. Tanner, we're going outside. Come on. Tanner. 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 Sammy. Come on. Come on, bud. Come on. Okay, Tanner's going to be rebellious. Doing that. It's getting more and more interesting to walk through here. Been working in the garage. Pix is going through papers, going through other stuff. We've got, it's like, jeez, do not stand right in front of me, fellas. We're going to walk this way to encourage you to go further into the yard so that you do, in fact, not poop on the lanai. There we go. So a bunch of boxes that we'd kind of put to the side to go through at a later date. But if we're trying to get the master bedroom to where it's, bedroom and not storage, that's right, we go out here. Good job, Sammy. It's time to go through them, And I'm working on moving stuff around in the garage to make it a cargo hold and or a giant supply cabinet, basically. Those are happy puppies right there. They were pretty much raised together. Or at least Scrappy was raised with a 1-year-old Sammy? Something like that. Maybe 1.5. I don't know. This guy, my mom had asked us to basically take my dad to get a puppy. And because he needed companionship, because mom was just in and out of the hospital. And Scrappy's doing some serious business over there, which is good, because that would have been on the lanai or in the house. The transition is making them both a little... They're forgetting rules. I got mosquitoes on me already. Typo! That's my favorite. So we were asked to basically help Dad get a puppy, drive him down there and all that. And it was a litter of border terriers. Nope, found a hole. And sometimes at the various shelters you kind of got to grab puppies while you can grab puppies. We didn't know what breed he was. Cute little thing though. My dad liked him. His litter name, because they, just like Acorn was part of a tree litter, Sammy was part of all of our names begin with W litter. So he was actually Wishbone, and he does have like a little wishbone white on the snout. But he had brothers William, Wookie, Warrior. You get the gist. So we got, he's a border terrier. Figured that out later. And he's awesome and adorable. You can't both go through the door at the same time. Yeah, that doesn't work. But it's hilarious to watch. Yep, we're doing cookies. Okay, good job, guys. So, renamed him Sammy. My dad was really hung up on, he'd had a Chihuahua. Gently. Uh-oh, fumble! Recover that ball. There you go. Lord Mutton Chops. Get over here, sir. Come here. Sammy. Sammy, come here. Sammy. Sit down. Sit. Look at that. That's a good boy right there. There you go. Queen sniffing around. Hey, cookie. There you go, babe. So, went down to shelter. I think it was the one on Falkenberg. Might have been. No, it was a different one. There are a couple shelters in town. Sam, go. Not in the garage. Oi. Get away from that little robot. Go. Oi. He knows he's not supposed to be out here. But he's hoping. So brought back. Oh, right. My dad was like, he had a Chihuahua named Annie. They don't live forever, you know. She was like 13 or 14 when she passed. And he was crushed, which is part of why my mom was like, get dad a puppy, you know, because it had been a year or two. So brought Sammy home, named him Sammy. I think my wife kind of coerced Dad into, Sammy's a nice name, you know. Yeah, okay. And he would still sometimes call, it's a boy puppy, but he'd still sometimes call her Annie, him Annie, just because the dementia was already there. With dementia, people tend to get fixated on names. They'll remember names from their past and just continually like graft it. It's a thing. But Mom came home for like a week before going back in the hospital, and was just because he was starting to get bigger. You know, puppies, they grow. In case you didn't know that. She was like, you know, he's way too big. He's just not manageable. And it's like, he's a really well-behaved pup. We worked with him, even though Dad wasn't working with him. Pix was working with him a lot, and I was working with him a little bit. You saw him in there. He's a gentleman. He's too big. How much of my money did you spend on that? And it was a couple $100. And my mom was paying me at the time, paying us to basically take care of things. I'm like, you know, it's a couple $100. She's like, oh, okay. She's like, well, take him back to the Humane Society or whatever, because he's too big. And we're like, we're not going to do that. That's not okay. That's not cool. She was like, well, then you can take him, and I'll just take the money out of your pay. And it's like, really? Okay, yeah, sure. So that's how we got Sammy. And again, he's a good pup. But he's been with Pix at George, because I wanted to make sure that she had something that'll bark. You know what I mean? Seemed like a good idea. One sec. Coffee is happening. Trying to honor their wishes, not put them on camera and all that. So. So we had a Sammy. Uh-oh. Jeez. One of my cats has come out of the hiding. Hey, buddy. I know I hear Kaiser too. So, yeah. So she's here, he's here. Pretty shitty what my mom did on that one. But there were a lot of shenanigans like that over the past 3 years, what have you. Quite a few times stuff like that happened. We follow the instructions that we're given, the order that we're given, and wind up paying for it. In this case, it was even literally. We weren't planning on getting a puppy. Because Kaiser's an old man, we do a lot of canned food for him. So a can was being retrieved. Because it's getting low, but I have a bunch of cans of cat food out here. It's in case we get really desperate. I'm kidding. But yeah, so got the 2 white cabinets over behind what will be the rolling pantry. Been sorting, been cleaning pots and pans that I've been finding, stainless steel, to put on eBay or garage sale. Kids and cats, right? So yeah, going through this, there's progress. Pix has eliminated several boxes, banker wise, which is good. Just papers that are unnecessary. My mom saved every scrap of paper, whether necessary or not. I think I mentioned we had like Dad's pay stubs from the 70s. You don't need that. It was like the entire 7 years that he worked for a company in the 70s. Just weekly pay stubs. Big old folder. Why? I don't know. Gotta be some kind of OCD thing. And that was before cognitive decline, obviously. So some kind of compulsion. I don't know. Weird. I still maintain stuff like that is why she made me promise not to start going through her stuff until after she had passed. I think she knew she was going to be embarrassed. I think she had enough wherewithal to know, oh, they're going to think I'm an idiot. If they go through that while I'm still alive, anytime they look at me, I'm going to see that. So, no, I just yell at the wall over there, pretending that she's standing there. No big deal. No problem. But yeah, I need to go through these boxes here, figure out what this mess is, and go through the rolling table. Oh yeah, it's on. 2 cats, 1 cup. They're actually sharing pretty well. Luckily, nobody here has actual food insecurities. I've seen fights happen with other animals that have food insecurities. Everybody here seems pretty much aware that everybody eats. It is still weird. Vix and I were talking about earlier. The idea that we're married, that's not the weird part. We're pretty okay with it. We like each other. Been together over 30 years now. the idea that we've pretty much been like almost living single, not, you know, like dating and seeing people, but like living alone, not with the other person, for over a year now. It's been 14 months. So it's really, but yeah, we had that talk earlier, the idea of, I gotta remember how to live with you again. Now it got me thinking, this is probably, you know, I wouldn't know, but this is probably what it's like to be, you know, like a single parent or older and suddenly be, you know, dating somebody, you know, my girlfriend's moving in, you know, that kind of, the adjustments. I've got some single parent friends, and they've mentioned that dating can be weird and awkward and nice and goofy and, yeah, this kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, yeah, I can kind of not relate, but I can see why it would be, yeah, okay. You know, and Pix and I know each other, clearly. It's just kind of interesting to me. She's making really good progress in there. I'm making really good progress out here. I think Tiny just got up really not too long ago. So, got a list. This is what I need from you. Good stuff? Yeah? We're getting there. One brick. Did a little bit in the alcove, not much. One of the totes that I've got glassware in, the lid actually has a crack in it, so I don't want to use it out there. But I've got the same style sitting over here underneath a bunch of stuff. So once I dig it out, I can swap lids and get that outside. Did a little bit of sweeping out there because, ew. Made some chicken ranch egg salad today. Yum. I had 3 sandwiches. Tiny, I think, just had 2 or 3, it looks like. I know Pix had a couple. Alex, I think, is still in a coma. Our kids are vampires, apparently. Can't rule it out. It's alright, we've done White Wolf LARP, so we understand how this works. Yep, Pix and I met at a vampire game. What? Weird, right? Got like 5 bankers here. And some of the outsides say Chinaware, which is cool because that means I'm going to put them into plastic totes and recapture some banker boxes, which is great for books and other stuff. The slide puzzle, it works. Yes. You guys almost got it killed. Yeah. Tiny dragged in the giant fan that we had parked in the workshop. So that should help cool things down out here once I actually get it set up. I'm sweating. I glisten and gleam. Still gonna try and get a little bit more stuff done today. Hey Queenie, get out of the trash bag. Okay. I'm trying to act subtle, it's cute. I wasn't doing anything. No way, I'll close the cabinet. Kids. Yeah, that's the dishwasher running because I found some more of the Revere. It's a Paul Revere stainless steel pots and pans. It's got a copper bottom Apparently it's like 70s. They look nice, but this is the thing that we kept trying to get through to my mom. You can have nice things and use nice things around your house, but you don't need 8 sets of nice things. You just don't. If you can fill your cabinet with stuff that you use, cool. If you can fill your cabinet 5 times, maybe you don't need all that. And this isn't the you can have 2 or 3 dolls, you don't need 30-something dolls. That's playtime, that's hobbies, that's different. Practical, everyday stuff. There's an entire cabinet on the lanai that's full of Tupperware. Hi, Queenie. How you doing, babe? Yeah? Something comes zinging at you out of the blue? That's so weird. That's what I thought. They will learn. Messing with a trash bag. Like trying to get into your trash can. Queenie, what are you doing? What are you doing? Hey, what are you doing? If you want some of that, go over there and try and push Janus out of the way. I don't know how well that's going to work, but you can give it a shot. Kids, stay out of the trash can. I will shoot you a second time. Hey, Scrappy, back off. Just wanted to check in. Health-wise, health check. I feel pretty good. There's something about getting stuff done that helps motivate and, yeah. Still a little scratchy on the throat. And I'm still not sure if it's... I think it's just because I'm working in an incredibly dusty environment with moisture and mold and all that, and not something more serious, I hope. But my throat feels scratchy, like when I swallow it feels a little bit scratchy in the back, which I think is more than like, the C word. I think. I hope. We're feeling really happy bugs. Harry and David milk chocolate peanut butter. Never a bad choice. Still not a paid sponsor. I don't expect to be. This is just me chronicling the dehoarding process, the emphysema, just ordinary life. From a non-necessarily ordinary guy. I admit it. Got a bunch of stuff done on my list. I'm actually going to fill my cup. And I'm going to do some of the crossing off thing. I'm going to get a little bit more stuff done out there. And then I'm going to try and muscle my way into the master bedroom so I can take a shower. I'm a sweaty, sweaty man. Don't ask. So... Yeah, I found a roaster oven with all the parts. NASCO? It's a 6-quart. Looks pretty cool. I looked it up online because I've never dealt with a roaster oven. It looks like a oval crock-pot-ish kind of thing. Apparently it is not a crock-pot, but it... There you go. Second time's a charm. That was Queenie attempting to jump on a stool and failing. What was it? You should lick yourself. So, but I've got a little bit of room on the counter. I was going to put out a crock pot if I could find one, but I don't know if and where. So I'm going to take that for a test drive. 6 quart. I can do some stews and stuff in that. See, I've never used that equipment before, so it could be, neat. I don't know. It looks pretty versatile. I looked it up online. Looks like there's a lot you can do with it. So, do baked potatoes that way. Make them more like oven-baked potatoes as opposed to microwave, which I love, like coating them with oil, salt equivalent kind of thing, wrapping it in foil, whatnot. Something about that. The microwave works, but with that little thing, I can do kind of a set it and forget it with those. Exactly. I don't know. I'm going to take it for a test drive. I've got the guts of it because it was gross-ish. But, the actual, pan that fits in it and stuff like that, the lid, I've got that in the dishwasher right now, along with some of the Revere stainless with copper and some other stuff that I found. Why? Just excessive. But hey, that's hoarding, right? That's what this is. Damn, I can't even. I'm gonna go ahead and call it here. Yeah. Might have another sandwich here in a bit too. Damn, that was good. 10 hard-boiled eggs, about 1.5 pounds of chicken diced, 1 red onion diced. Fried up the onion and the chicken together, mashed up the egg, and half a bottle of the bacon ranch. Some garlic herb and a little extra garlic too, garlic powder. But yeah, using ranch instead of the mayo. Got some avocado ranch out there too, checking through stuff that I picked up that didn't expire, 7 years ago. I picked up a bottle of avocado ranch at some point. That has possibilities too. Yeah. But I know at one point I did make a huge, years ago, I did make a huge batch of the chicken egg salad with the avocado. It was guacamole ranch, but same thing. It was some of the best I'd ever made. Just adds that extra something to it. Really, really good. I don't know, Queenie shenanigans. Tired. Got up probably about 8 o'clock. I did take like a 2-hour nap in the afternoon. The past week I've been watching, I've got Wednesday season 1 on Blu-ray. They haven't released season 2 yet. Apparently Netflix is enjoying the views, so they're not going to release it for a minute. At least that's the theory. But I've been watching that. But it's run through 2 or 3 times, which I could watch it all day long, honestly. Wednesday is a great series. But cracked open, I've got a Night Gallery complete series DVD set. And I cracked that open. Rod Serling's other show, in case you aren't familiar with it. He wanted to do something a little bit more spooky, even though some of the Twilight Zone stuff is pretty creepy. Night Gallery takes it up a notch. Not quite like Tales from the Dark Side or something like that, or Tales from the Crypt, but, you know, what Rod Serling in his heyday could get away with on broadcast TV. It's some wonderfully messed up kind of stuff. But big fan of Rod Serling in many ways. Very cool, very smart, rebellious, open-minded dude. I like that. I like that. So, I'm going to go ahead and call it here. Cross things off my list, enjoy some more coffee, and then go back out and do some more sorting of toys. And I need to go through those bankers too, see if I can figure out what the hell. I know I've got some Chinaware in there, which if I've got a clean tote, I can wrap those, get them out, open the bankers up. I got book boxes at that point, and it all just, exactly, Jacques, it all just kind of cascades from there. Slide puzzle's tricky, but slow and steady, one brick, we can get this done. Such a mess here. Oh, Ermagerd. We'll get it. But taking another 2 or 3 years to get it done is not acceptable. So, anyway. So, hug your parents, hug your kids, work your list. One brick. Eat good food, enjoy good coffee, all that stuff. Make it a great day.